Welcome to our channel. Guys, this is chapter 1 solid state and we are at the last topic of our chapter, that is we will do today about the band theory. Band theory is for the explaining the behavior of metallic conductor, semiconductors and insulator. We will do it in detail and also we will do about the conduction of electricity in semiconductors. So guys, for not wasting much time, let's start our topic, that is the band theory. So guys, let's start. Band theory. Band theory is for explaining the behavior of metallic conductors, semiconductors and insulator. What is the basis of band theory? Band theory basis is that a metal lattice has an extremely large number of atoms. The atomic orbital of these metal atoms overlap to form a large number of molecular orbital. So a metal lattice has large number of atoms and the atomic orbitals of these metal atoms overlap to form a large number of molecular orbitals which are so close in energy. These molecular orbitals are so close in energy to each other that they form the energy bands. What they form? They form the energy bands. Take for an example of a lithium metal. Lithium metal has one s orbital, which is the inner shell and is not involved in bonding. So we consider this is not involved in bonding, so we will consider the 2s orbital. So when two lithium atoms combine, they form two molecular orbitals of 2s. When two lithium atoms combine of 2s, they form two molecular orbital. स्टूडेंट्स आप ये ध्यान रखिएगा, जितने भी लिथियम एटम होंगे, जितने भी एटम होते हैं उतने ही हमारे मोलिकुलर ऑर्बिटल्स होते हैं. नंबर ऑफ मोलिकुलर ऑर्बिटल्स इज इक्वल टू द नंबर ऑफ एटॉमिक ऑर्बिटल्स और द नंबर ऑफ atoms. So when two lithium atoms combine to form the two molecular orbitals are formed, in which one is the bonding molecular orbital and one is the anti-bonding molecular orbital. So when three lithium atom combine, they will form three molecular orbital, but here three molecular orbitals are like one bonding molecular orbital and one anti-bonding molecular orbital, while one is a non-bonding molecular orbital. And the energy of the non-bonding molecular orbital is between the bonding molecular orbital and the anti-bonding molecular orbital as shown here, and is at the same level as the energy of the atomic orbital. So I am drawing it here only because the energy of the atomic orbital is here, while the bonding molecular orbital has some lower energy, while the anti-bonding molecular orbital has higher energy than bonding molecular orbital as well as non-bonding molecular orbital. So if I have 4 lithium atom, then as I have tell you that जितने भी number of atomic orbitals होंगे उतने ही हमारे molecular orbitals होंगे. So 4 lithium atom will have 4 molecular orbital and 2 will be of bonding molecular orbital, while 2 is for anti-bonding molecular orbital. So in general we can say that n lithium atom will have n molecular orbital, in which n by 2 molecular orbitals are of bonding molecular orbitals, while n by 2 molecular orbitals are for anti-bonding molecular orbitals. I hope this will be clear to you guys. Okay guys, so as I have told you that in an energy band a large number of molecular orbitals are there which are so close in energy. As you can see that if there are n number of lithium atomic orbital, so उनकी एनर्जी इतने ज़्यादा हमारे पास बॉन्डिंग मोलिकुलर ऑर्बिटल होंगे, इतने ही ज़्यादा हमारे पास एंटी बॉन्डिंग मोलिकुलर ऑर्बिटल होंगे, तो ये हमारा एक बैंड लाइक फॉर्मेशन हो जाता है जिसे हम एनर्जी बैंड बोलते हैं. सो दिस इज द डेफिनेशन फॉर द एनर्जी बैंड्स. यू कैन रीड इट. As the number of molecular orbital is very large, as I have explained you, the energy level of molecular orbitals are so close together that they may be treated as continuous. They may be treated as continuous because इनकी energy बहुत ज़्यादा close है एक दूसरे से. So such a group of energy level is called as energy bands. Okay students, you may note it down. This is all about the basis of the band theory. I will now explain you taking the example of beryllium. Guys, जैसे कि lithium, what is the atomic number of lithium? That is 3. So in the 1s orbital there are 2 electrons which is completely filled, and in 2s it is 0, and in case of beryllium in 2s it is 1. And in case of beryllium the atomic number is 4, so 1s2 is completely filled and 2s2 is also filled, while there is no electron in the 2p orbital. So 1s2, 2s2 and 2p0. I hope ये इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन सबको आती होगी, और इस पर बेस मैं एक अपनी अलग से वीडियो भी बना दूंगी जिसमें मैं आपको अच्छे से सिखा दूंगी कि इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन हम कैसे करते हैं, और आपको हर एक एटम का इन द पीरियोडिक टेबल सबका एटॉमिक नंबर लर्न भी हो जाएगा, और उसकी आपको इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन करनी अच्छे से आ जाएगी. सो इन केस ऑफ बेरिलियम 2s band will be completely filled, but 2p band energy band is completely empty, and it overlaps with the 2s energy band. So you can see here the 2s band is completely filled, while it laps over the 2p band laps over the 2s band to give us the conductor. कैसे ये मैं आपको अभी बताती हूँ. So here 2s band will be completely filled, but 2p band is completely empty, and it overlaps with the 2s band when some electric field is applied, and the electron can move into the empty band. Here the electron can move into the empty band, so a partially filled band or overlapping band found in metals are responsible for the conduction. In general, the electrical conductance of solid depends upon the space between the valence band and the conduction band. This is the space between the valence band and the conduction band. The space between these bands is forbidden to electron and is called as energy gap or forbidden zone. ये forbidden zone और energy gap की definition guys मैंने आपके लिए लिख दी है. You may note it down. So students, the electron can move into the empty band. So a partially filled band or overlapping band found in metals are responsible for the conduction. Here the 2s2 electron can move to the 2p orbital in the presence of the applied electric field. So you can here see that in case of conductor, the valence band and the conduction band overlaps with each other, and there is no energy gap in between, and in the presence of the applied electric field, then electron can jump from valence band to the conduction band. So this is the band theory for the conductors. while in case of insulators the distance between the valence band and the conduction band is very much high, so that the electrons can't move into the conduction band from the valence band. So here, due to the unmovement of the electron from the valence band to the conduction band will give rise to the insulator, as the electrons will not move, so there will be no flow of current, and hence they are insulators. And next is the semiconductor. Semiconductor properties lies between those of conductor as well as insulator. And in semiconductor there is small energy gap. As you can see that in conductor there is no energy gap, in case of insulator very high energy gap, but in case of semiconductor there is small energy gap. So in case of the applied electric field, the electron can jump from the valence band to the conduction band, but here we have to insert some impurities, or we will provide the heating effect to these semiconductor, so that the electron can jump from the valence band to the conduction band, leaving behind the small energy gap. This is all about the band theory. So here question in your exam can come that write the mechanism or the difference to show or to explain the conductors, insulators and the semiconductor. So this question will carry 3 marks, and you have to draw this diagram as well as write the explanations as I have told to you. Okay students, now we will do the conduction of electricity in semiconductor. One more thing you can note here, that if we increase the temperature, the more electron can jump to the conduction band on increasing temperature, and hence the electrical conductivity of semiconductor will be increased. While in case of metal, with the increase in temperature, the kernels start vibrating, and this will provide hindrance to the flow of electrons. Thus, the electrical conductivity of metals decreases with rise in temperature in case of conductor, while the electrical conductivity of semiconductors increases with the rise in temperature. ये मैं आपको सारे इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस एज वेल एज न्यूमेरिकल्स एक अलग से वीडियो में प्रोवाइड कर दूंगी, सो दैट कोई भी स्टूडेंट एक भी क्वेश्चन मिस ना करके आए एग्जामिनेशन में और उसके 95+ मार्क्स आ जाएं. Now we will do the topic conduction of electricity in semiconductors, and these are of 2 types, that is intrinsic semiconductor and extrinsic semiconductor. Guys, in previous lectures I have told you that germanium and silicon are the important semiconductor used commercially, and also I have told you that they are having 4 valence electrons. As they are having 4 valence electron, so they form stable tetrahedral structure. And they held very tightly with each other. और जो इनका स्ट्रक्चर होता है that is similar to the diamond, and they have no electron to move freely. Then why they conduct electricity? This we will study, because as they behave as insulator due to the stable tetrahedral structure, they can act as semiconductor by these 2 ways only, by intrinsic semiconductor and extrinsic semiconductor. In intrinsic semiconductor, if the crystal of silicon or germanium is heated, number 1 is heat. If the crystal of germanium or silicon is heated, some covalent bonds may break, like here or here. These covalent bonds may break due to thermal vibrations and electrons are released. और यहाँ पर हमारे electrons रिलीज हो जाते हैं। व्हेन दिस क्रिस्टल इज कनेक्टेड टू द इलेक्ट्रिक करंट, दीज इलेक्ट्रॉन्स मूव leaving behind the hole at the site of the missing electrons. So these electrons move leaving behind the hole. यहाँ पर होल बन जाएगा और इलेक्ट्रॉन आगे मूव कर जाएगा. So when electric field is applied, the electrons move in one direction while the hole jump from in the other direction. So due to the movement of the electron and the hole, they conduct electricity, and this is known as intrinsic semiconductivity of the crystal. Okay students, now the extrinsic semiconductivity. Guys, conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor is too low. इनकी कंडक्टिविटी बहुत ज़्यादा लो होती है बिकॉज थर्मल एनर्जी हम इन्हें देते हैं, बॉन्ड्स टूटते हैं, बट कितने बॉन्ड्स ब्रेक हो जाएंगे, बहुत कम ही बॉन्ड ब्रेक होते हैं, जिसकी वजह से इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, फ्री इलेक्ट्रॉन्स भी हमें कम मिल पाते हैं, जिसकी वजह से उनकी मूवमेंट भी कम होती है. सो दे आर ऑफ टू लो कंडक्टिविटी एंड दे आर नो ऑफ प्रैक्टिकल यूज. सो in extrinsic semiconductor, their conductivity is increased by adding suitable impurities. हम extrinsic semiconductors में some impurities add कर देते हैं so that their electrical conductivity can be increased, and the process of adding impurities to a crystalline substance so as to change its property is called as doping. यहाँ पर हमने इलेक्ट्रिकल कंडक्टिविटी वाली प्रॉपर्टी चेंज की है और उसे हम डोपिंग कहते हैं, द प्रोसेस ऑफ एडिंग impurities. Okay guys, in our next lecture we will study about the 13-15 compounds and 12-16 compounds, because 13-15 compounds और 12-16 compounds की definition पेपर में पूछ ली जाती है, and also we will study about the magnetic properties of the solids. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the today lecture. So please subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon to get further notifications of the videos. And guys, thank you very much for following us and motivating us to provide these interesting videos to you. Thank you and have a good day.